All right, let's get right into it. What we're talking about today isn't just another shiny new app or some cool new feature. No, this is a fundamental rewrite of the entire enterprise software playbook. We're seeing this massive shift from helpful copilots to a full-on agentic operating model, and it is happening way faster than anyone thought possible. And believe me, it is creating winners and losers at a crazy pace.
Our story actually starts by taking a little trip to the near future. Picture this. It's February 2026. The market wakes up and this is the number plastered everywhere, $830 billion. And in this story, that isn't some wild forecast. It's the cold hard reality of value that just vanished.
And that's what it represents. A single-day event people are calling Black Tuesday that absolutely vaporized 13% of the sector's value. It was part of a nearly $1 trillion bleed-out that year. This wasn't some market glitch. This was a reckoning.
So of course, the question on everyone's mind was, what on earth just happened? An answer, it isn't what you think. It wasn't some super advanced new AI model that broke everything. It was a business model that just completely buckled under the weight of a new reality. So that brings us to the shockwave itself. This trillion-dollar disaster wasn't because of bad tech, not at all. It was because of a deep, fundamental flaw in the old way of selling software, a flaw that was suddenly and brutally exposed by how efficient AI agents had become. The core of the problem has a name: the seat count crisis. You know how it's worked for decades, right? Enterprise software is sold per user, per seat. But what happens when one single AI agent can do the work of 10 people or 100 people? All of a sudden, a company that used to need 500 licenses for their support team, now they only need 50. The entire economic foundation of SaaS just started to crack. But see, that crisis, it's just the symptom. The real underlying cause is the rise of something we're calling the new agentic enterprise. This is a whole new paradigm, where AI isn't just a tool you use, it's the actual operating system of the entire business.
And I mean, just look at how fast this is moving. Deloitte is projecting the market for these autonomous agents is going to more than quadruple by 2030, smashing past $35 billion. This isn't some niche little corner of the market anymore. This is quickly becoming the new center of gravity for the whole enterprise world.
And if that doesn't convince you, get this. Gartner reported a surge of nearly 1,500% in questions from companies about multi-agent systems, and that was in just 12 months. This isn't just casual interest, people. This is a full-blown scramble to figure this out. Okay, but here is the central conflict in our story. This massive, frantic wave of adoption, it's happening in a state of absolute chaos. It's like a gold rush without a sheriff. We're deploying this incredibly powerful technology without the maturity, without the security, and without the controls we need to manage it.
The problem is this enormous readiness gap. The data from Deloitte here is pretty telling. While 80% of leaders feel pretty good about basic automation, the stuff we've had for years, that confidence completely plummets to just 28% when you ask them about these new AI agents. They know this is a totally different beast.
And this lack of readiness, it's already causing huge problems. According to Gravity, a staggering 88% of organizations have already had security incidents linked to these agents. This isn't some future theoretical risk. The house is already on fire. So we have a problem that is nearly universal, and yet there's this reckless disconnect from reality. Only about 14% of these agent systems are actually being deployed with a full security sign-off. The race to get this stuff out the door is completely outpacing basic, common-sense due diligence. And it's not just about bad guys getting in from the outside. The agents themselves are proving to be unpredictable. A full 80% of IT pros have seen them go rogue, acting in totally unexpected ways or performing actions they were never authorized to do. This is shadow IT, but on a scale we've just never seen before. So, how in the world do you solve this chaos? Well, it's not about finding a better AI model. It's about building a better architecture. This is the blueprint that is separating the companies that are going to thrive from the ones that are just building expensive, dangerous, failed experiments. The solution is what's called a 5-layer stack. It's a structure of control. It starts with layer 1, identity and authority, who or what is allowed to act. Then layer 2 is execution, how they're allowed to act. 3 is memory and context, what they know and remember. 4 is assurance, how you verify what they did was right. And finally, the economic layer, what it all costs. Seriously, without this foundation, any agentic transformation is just unmanaged explosive risk.
And this quote, This just nails the central idea of this entire shift. The scarce asset, the thing that gives you a real competitive advantage, it's not the AI model anymore. It's not your data or even your superstar talent. It is the enterprise control plane that you use to manage, govern, and secure all these autonomous systems.
Let's just drill down on that first layer for a second. Identity. Honestly, what companies are doing right now is terrifying. Nearly half of them are using shared API keys. That is the digital equivalent of leaving your front door wide open with a big sign that says, "Come on in, help yourself." And this is happening in a world where machine identities already outnumber human ones 82 to 1. It's not a bottleneck, it is an active 5-alarm crisis.
Okay, so that's the what. Now for the how. How do you actually put this into practice? Because knowing the architecture is one thing, but actually implementing it is a whole other challenge. This final section is all about an actionable playbook for any leader who's trying to navigate this massive shift. These are your first 5 moves. And listen, these are not just technical fixes. These are deep organizational shifts. It has to start with unified governance. Get your CIO, COO, HR, risk, and legal teams in one room. It requires brand new technical standards, like making permission by design a non-negotiable rule. It demands you think about your people first and map out workforce transitions. You have to rewrite legal and procurement frameworks. And maybe most importantly, you have to fundamentally shift how you measure success, get away from busy work metrics, and focus on real business outcomes.
And all of this leaves us with one final and really critical question. The agentic era is here. That ship has sailed. So you have to look at your own organization and ask, is our control architecture a competitive asset that's going to let us harness this incredible power? Or is it a hidden liability, just sitting there, waiting to become the next multi-billion-dollar cautionary tale?